But not nearly as important. I don't want to get myself in.
Does Trump's joke here rub you the wrong way? I'll play the clip in a minute, but first, the context.
Face News Brief.
In February of this year, 2025, Vice President J.D. Vance famously made a speech at the Munich Security Conference in Germany where he raised concerns about issues of freedom of speech and freedom of religion in Western Europe and alluded to the possibility of sanctions if they don't stop oppressing their own people.
And perhaps most concerningly, I look to our very dear friends, the United Kingdom, where the backslide away from conscience rights has placed the basic liberties of religious Britons in particular in the crosshairs. If you're running in fear of your own voters, there is nothing America can do for you. Nor, for that matter, is there anything that you can do for the American people who elected me and elected President Trump.
Now, 3 months later, the Trump administration has worked out a trade deal with the UK. And in the following clip, a reporter asks Trump whether the deal includes anything regarding those concerns. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick gives his answer, and Trump chimes in with the joke that may not be to everyone's taste. See what you think.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Mary Margaret Ollingham with Daily Wire. I had a question about the UK deal today. I heard there was talk that part of the agreement would depend on whether the UK would respect free speech and freedom of religion. I know the VP is really interested in that, talked about that earlier this year. Was there any assurances that you guys got on that front?
You want to handle that?
Yeah, that was not part of the conversation. Our conversation was an economic conversation from start to finish, closed by the president yesterday. This was a business deal, open their markets, and also protect their workers, grow our markets, and help our workers.
This was about business religion. You know, business is sort of a semi-religion, but not nearly as important. I don't want to get myself in.
So in my opinion, I would like to see some teeth to J.D. Vance's threats back in February so that the rest of the Western world would start taking freedom of speech and freedom of religion seriously again, as they've increasingly been failing to do. That didn't happen here in the UK deal, but is there somewhere where it can still happen? As for Trump's joke, I'm not crazy about it. But I think most of us recognize that Trump is not a gospel-believing Christian. It may, in fact, be that business is the closest thing that he's had to religion throughout his life, which is not good. But of course, his skills in this area are a benefit to our nation, which is just one more example of God striking straight blows with crooked sticks, which I like to say is no defense of crooked sticks. Even as we're grateful to Trump for his multiplicitous positive changes, this is a good reminder that we ought to keep praying for him and his salvation. But what do you think? Should the UK trade deal have included something about freedom of speech and freedom of religion? And does Trump's joke here rub you the wrong way? For more news like this, plus Bible insights and church history, check out Project 1815. This is my weekly newsletter where the whole idea is to highlight underreported news stories that have an influence on the Christian world, plus Bible insights that you won't necessarily hear about on Sunday morning, and historical knowledge, which we simply don't have enough of, that influences our understanding of the church and Christianity throughout history. So, screenshot the QR code or click on the link in the description and drop your email address. You won't regret it.